Is there one thing that you can think of, and you may not be able to think of it right now because I'm sure it was a blur, right? This is a pressure-filled situation. Is there one thing that in your mind you're like, if I worked on that thing, that would make the biggest difference next time?
Communication.
And what do you mean by that? Because that's a big topic, right?
Yeah, so I know what I want to say, but a lot of times when I say it the first time, I feel it's not landing well or it's
Okay.
not coming through the way I want it
Okay.
to come. So I get to repeat it, and I think that might be frustrating for my clients.
Let's ask the client.
Yeah,
What's your feedback, Warren?
I didn't feel that. There was a few situations where I thought maybe you were overly deliberate, like like with introducing certain things,
Okay.
but I felt that you were in control of the meeting.
Absolutely.
Like that's, and that's what a lot of clients are looking for, which is sometimes a big miss from young advisors, is they let the client be the decision maker in how the meeting is run. The client is the decision maker in whether or not they're moving your investments over, but you're in control of the meeting, and that came through. But it's that rapport building, which is every year, every student struggles with it. It's like try to stay in that first section a little bit longer. Stay curious, keep digging. And I mean, it's tough because especially when the client gives you things like golf that you might not be familiar with, right? Golf or curling or snowshoeing. It's like, I'm not familiar with those things, right? So then you become curious about it. Tell me about it. What is what golf? Like, what is, I keep hearing golf.
I'm Nigerian. I don't get it.
Like,
what do you like about it? Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you're not offending me. You're just like, you're asking me, tell me more. I want to learn more about this.
Okay.
Which tells me that you're interested in something.
Yeah, number one, you're interested.
Yeah.
The other thing that's going to help you with is the investigation. Because Warren likes golf. He is going to tell you, it's like talking about dogs or grandkids. He's going to tell you all especially if you go, what is it you like about golf? Warren's going to, yeah. He likes to travel around small town Manitoba, play with his buddies. They have a lot of laughs, which might lead into, do you think that's a big part of your retirement? Right? Oh yeah. Like we're going to play.
We're going to play even more.
Yeah. Right. And that feeds into the $2,000 he's got on his credit card for the bank. Now it's interesting because we've talked about the KYC, right? Like we don't want you to have it out on the desk. It's not at the end of the world if you do. But it's part of that preparation thing. Preparation's great, but at some time I got to go like this because I got to be present. So when Warren says $2,000, it sounds to me like he's a little stressed about putting that on the credit card, right? So I'm going to ask. I might say, it feels like you're a little frustrated. You're a little stressed about that on the credit card, and that's going to give me more information. And it's also giving me information about his risk tolerance because he hates debt. He's already told you number one thing in retirement is that mortgage, right? I might dig into that a little bit more. We didn't get there. In the previous one, Warren said he didn't like to gamble. I'm going all in on that, right? Yeah. Oh, did you have a bad experience gambling? So that comes back. Now, the one thing too to keep in mind, we have to, because you're really successful doing stuff like this already, and you are very competent. Like Warren says, you had control of the meeting. I always feel like, and I don't know, because in North America, we have this thing, I'm from Missouri, you got to show me. I always feel like you're looking at me like, you're full of shit, Rich. I'm from Nigeria. You got to prove it to me. Right? And so if, when we, and I just lost my train of thought because I was trying to be funny. When we talk about, so what I have written down here, when you review this, Dami, I want you to have the steps to the close next to you, and I want you to have how we teach to handle objections, because you struggled. Yeah. So you made a comment that the retirement thing kind of tripped you up. Watch getting what he expects out of retirement or how much money. So what I wrote down here is you kept asking Warren, how much money does he need to retire? He wants you to tell him whether he has enough, which is why you got to investigate at the front end, right? So we're going to golf. And then if it's, and so I think you asked a good question at the start. You just didn't dig deep enough in terms of what retirement looks like. Warren was giving you some of those things, hoping you would ask more questions. And I can't remember, because they all start to
Yeah,
blur
yeah,
together for
I know,
both of us,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
So I need to know, what, if I'm an advisor, I need to know specifically what retirement looks like. So in the summer, it's golf,
Mm.
right? So now we can work on that. When you get his financial statements, you can look at, even if you need to do some, you could ask him, he told you, $2,000 for membership. Right? So we need to have that in there. Oh, that's what we were talking about. So with the credit card, I might ask something, it's, if you're stressed, do you normally pay that off? Yeah, and it's bugging me that it was $2,000, but whatever. And so that also tells you a little bit about risk. Doesn't like that, told you that he wants to pay off his mortgage. As we go back, when you go to close, then you're going to remind Warren of those things. It's not just so that you can golf, because I need that specific information, because he's laughed and smiled and he loves playing golf with his buddies. It's no longer, I want to build this fund for you so you can golf in the summer. It's so you can go golfing with your friends and have all those laughs, right? And so there'll be all kinds of information where you're like, oh, I could have dug a little bit deeper there, right? And so then you can come back and say, before you leave the meeting, right? You can say, okay, Warren, we're going to cut off the, whatever you're going to say, we're going to stop the meeting today. I need some things from you, but to summarize, what it feels to me is the things that you are going to want to do in retirement is golf with your buddies. You don't want to retire with any debt, right? You want to pay that mortgage off, which may not be the best thing, right? Like it may not be, but you won't know that until, and then when he comes back. So, and in dealing with objections, and I can't remember what was your objection?
Oh, I didn't want to bust that relationship.
Yeah,
or I didn't- but
loyalty.
I feel bad leaving, knowing that I'd spent so much time there.
So in the back of your mind, which it's probably already there, you're thinking like, why the hell are you here then?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? But you can't say that
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah.
If you've got a ton of rapport, you might say, yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then what the hell are you doing? So the reason why I want you to look at the structure for the objection, because I'm going to feed it back and I'm going to say, it's the fact that you've been there a long time that's bothering you. And Warren is going to say, it's because that's not it. It's he doesn't want to hurt people's feelings.
Mm.
To which so you just don't want to hurt people's feelings. You don't want to go in there and tell them that. I can look after that for you.
Yeah.
Right? There was another one earlier on where the previous person or one of the previous people where it was they do everything.
Yeah.
Because they missed that part too.
Yeah.
Well, you're still going to see them.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't do day-to-day banking.
Yeah.
Right? Nor would you want me to.
Yeah.
Because I want to spend my time making sure you have enough money to retire, right? And so when that becomes the issue, right? It's, hey, you're still going to see them. It's just that you're not going to have to deal with the revolving wheel of advisors.
Yeah.
The people that you like, the tellers he talks about, you're still going to see them. That's going to be fun. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't think about that. Right? Great. Right? And so that's why I'm so hard on that front end, because it just gives you so much power
So much that can
when
come
you're
up.
dealing with people trying to weasel their way out. That was good,
Okay.
Debbie.
It's good.
Thank you.
It's good.
When you are very professional and you want to do really well, that sometimes we can over prepare. How much time do you spend with the GPTs?
Maybe 3 hours a week or
Okay.
something.
I think that will help in the sense that you need to get to the point where the process, like the steps to objections and closing, is instinctual, because then you can think and talk at the same time. And I think those GPTs will help with that. Yeah, because you have all the skills.
Yeah.
You've got something like Warren said earlier. It's really hard to teach people to take control of a meeting. You got that.
Yeah.
You are super competent in your understanding of the financial stuff. Super competent there, right?
And
It's-
you also have to assume that if you're working for a firm, they're going to load you up with all the product details and the system flows and how the transfers work and everything. So you're just going to have that much more knowledge.